Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Fantasy Art Drawing. This is Derek T. Stevens. Alongside with me, it is Raspberry Tart Curtis. She's bitter and she's sweet, mostly bitter. We got lots going on tonight. And I understand that the homework section was not plugged in, so you can really upload your homework stuff. So we're going to start by taking some people's screens. They want to show their homework. Nelson will be back hopefully by next week and be able to sort lots of things out. I do want to give my tip to the hat to Miss Strawberry Tart, Miss Curtis, Miss Sid Curtis, because she's been working very hard, going outside her comfort zone in her box here to be able to handle me, keep me on track, and push all the right buttons. So I very much appreciate you, ma'am, Miss Sid Curtis. That's the last time I will say your name properly tonight.
Thanks.
You're quite welcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off some homework real quick, and then we're going to do our we're going to do a 3-minute exercise tonight. Not a 5-minute, but a 3-minute, because we got lots to do. So if you have your hand up, Miss Strawberry Tart will take your screen, and we will critique, laugh, cry, and make fun of you, and give you validation.
Hands, anybody? We got an Eve.
My lips, Sean. All right, let's see what Miss Eve has got for us tonight. There'll be dwarves up here. Eve, is your mic up and working yet? No. That's all right. So, hey, here we're going to do. I like that he's a little round and soft. I know a little bit of that's the t-shirt or the shirt that he's got on. I like the armor. I like the dynamic pose you got going on. I know you're working your butt off and it's super early there for you. I like the pike, and I really am very happy with the beard and the scar. He's like the Dr. Evil of dwarves. Not bad at all. We could throw a lot more detail into the boots, into the not jeans, the pants. I do like the little patchwork that you put on his right leg. The guards on his arm, very, very good. And I like the different tonalities, is that it? The different tones on his cape as well. So well done. I think that's a birthmark. Maybe he's like related to the dude from Russia. Not Vladimir Putin, the other guy. Gorbachev, is that him? The stain on his head? Anyway, I'm making Russians mad. Sorry about that. Do you have another one for us, Steve, to look at? I don't think she does.
Yeah, it looks like a no.
Oh, that's a no. Well done, Miss Eve. I hope that your work is going well. Your back is fine. Thanks for checking up with me on Facebook. I appreciate you. Anybody else have their hand up?
Wolf doesn't have this week, but he said he has older stuff that he'd like to show.
Okay, we can do that real quick.
Alright.
Herr Hund.
Can you hear me?
I can, Herr Hagermeister.
This is what I did in class, and then it's not done yet, but just look at the difference.
Really nice. You got her body elongated. The hair looks really, really good. I can't wait to see what you get done with it. Really well. Her breast, and I hate to zone in on the breast because I'm a guy, but there's some funky folds in the cloth area of the breast. And we'll go over more on clothes here in a little bit. We talked a little bit about bunting and gathering, I think actually with the fairy. You can't see my cursor move around. Look at her left, it'd be her left breast. Go ahead and put your cursor on there. Mr. Wolf.
Her left. Yeah. Okay, there's some major leg.
Oh, sorry.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, the line in the middle there, you'd probably want to get rid of that. Unless you're going to bunch it all up and follow it all the way up to the arm.
This line?
Nope. Go down into the cloth area.
Down.
Yep. Yes, that.
The lines with the cloths. It's not actually. It's. I was thinking that coming off of it, getting back. Should I just get rid of all those lines?
I was getting rid of the middle one
Just
right
this
there.
one?
Yeah, it's distracting.
Okay.
And again, not being a little kid, you may laugh, but the nipple area goes through there, and when you have a line, a hard crease like that, it's very distracting, and you're like, what's going on with her, sort of thing. Unless you were to bunch and put a bunch of lines and follow all the way up to her arm, it's like a gathered sort of cloth, and it would work. But otherwise, really good, man. I'm proud of you. What else do you have?
Oh, that's it so far. I mean, I still have to do thicker lines, and then I'm gonna color it, but I didn't get to the other homework.
It's all good. I won't
I,
scold you or be mad because I know you're working on the Alethian stuff.
I like. I just thought that was quite a difference
Huge
in this one.
difference. Huge difference.
That one.
You have a better read on her entire body, her entire anatomy. Her arms are the right length. Her knee and her leg looks a lot better. So well done.
She's looking a lot prettier in the face, I think.
She is. She is. Very pretty. And when you add your color to
Okay.
it, it's going to sparkle. Well done.
Yeah.
Who's the next victim?
Cool. Thanks.
Quite welcome, sir.
I'm not seeing any other hands, but Dad has mine.
Well, then get your dad on the line.
Alright.
Oh crap. Hey kids.
Hey, that looks nice. So does that. He's kind of got that Mongol Chinese look with the hat and the banded. What would you call that? It's not really banded leather. It could be banded leather if you were to color it up. But I love that huge hand, Sid. Looks really nice.
Donga.
I love the different ways you broke up the beard. And I just love that armor because there's so much you can do with it. I mean, the colorist, you can make it broken up leather and have all sorts of tones and values in it. So it's a really nice read. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank
Because
you.
I think you're like me. I don't like drawing dwarves.
Yeah,
Nothing
they're not my
personal.
favorite.
I like drawing pretty hot women, elf-like things. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. I do, however, want my own personal imp after watching Game of Thrones. I like to have one of those as a pet. Is that wrong?
I don't know.
Slavery might be a little bit wrong, yeah.
I didn't say slavery. Well, okay. Well, he's very smart and creative, and he's one of my favorite characters. All right, so with that said, Mr. Steve Curtis, do you have anything you want to add real quick since we have you?
I didn't do anything for this week. I've been working on actual model pieces for the MMO.
That's looking sweet, dude. And for those of you who may be new to the class, we do an MMO class, concept art class on Wednesdays, and right now we're talking about human settlements, their hangars, where they hang out at, their buildings, and what Steve Curtis, the newest and most awesome, second awesome member of 3D Buzz team, because I would be the first, right? Just say yes. I'm an only child and a Leo. But
Yeah?
with Steve, yeah, I am, believe it or not. Steve Curtis will be doing some environment concept art very soon, and he's going to show you how to take concept art into Max, how you're going to model that, and then take it into Unity. So he's a man of many tricks and many skill sets.
Chock full of trickiness.
He is. He is. And tricks are for kids, you silly kid. So let's get started. Take my screen back, and we're going to do our 3-minute warm-up exercise. All right, so I have a 20 by 20, 300 DPI screen. And, you know, before we draw like little cute monsters, little cute this and that, I was thinking, you know what? I don't have a lot of time for cute stuff today. So what we're going to do is draw eyeballs. Cartoony eyeballs and eyebrows. I can let you do that. Eyebrows and eyeballs, okay? But I want to do something really quick that we can kind of convey emotion and feeling, and it's super quick, but it will get our juices flowing mentally and our hand-eye coordination rocking with our tablets. So give me a 3-minute countdown, Miss Strawberry Tart.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1.
Man, Nelson has to like look at the clock like crazy.
I have a stopwatch on me.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I added a mouth to it. And what I'm hoping you guys will see with this, even with this super cartoony look, what we can do with eyeballs. Oh no! Let's see, the guy that really does emotion well, I think, is the guy who drew Calvin and Hobbes. Bill Watterson is his name. I love those eyes. I mean, sometimes you just draw the eyes like this and you can have your like, I'm an emo kid, ooh, look at me. I have punk rock hair and black eyes. It really depends on the look that you're going for. And then, you know, your classic sort of eyeballs for comic book stuff comes through here. Hey, Chelsea's online. Hopefully she'll be in class tonight. Let's see. I see Monsters Inc. today. That was pretty cool. I'm sorry, Monsters University. That's what made me start thinking about the different eyeballs, because Sully was supposed to wear glasses, and wound up they didn't want to put glasses on him because it would take way, way too much away from conveying emotion. How much time we got, Miss Sid?
You are at 2.5 minutes.
I'm thinking Manga Shop Pro. I keep wanting to hit the P button for my brush. You can't really do that. And how we know. That should be about 3 minutes, correct, Miss Sid?
You're done. Yep, you're done. Sorry, I muted myself.
Dork. All right. Again, just having fun, getting my hand-eye coordination, all that sort of stuff going on. Because I've been drawing a lot by hand today, and I need to warm up with the Wacom tablet. So is everybody warmed up? You're supposed to say yes, Ted.
Well, no one said anything.
Well, you're my everything
well, someone
here.
said sure.
Well, tell that someone thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. All right. My canvas, I believe, image size, 300 dpi, 20 high, 35, wide as in inches. And tonight we're going to be drawing orc and armor. And you can see that we have a baseline for a head. We're going to do like 3 different lessons, threefold here. We're going to work on the body over here. I got my basic, my wireframe, so to speak, here. I have my basic wireframe for my head. And what I'm going to do is show a small Photoshop trick. We're really going to put a lot of detail into the head through here. And we're going to use Control T after we erase it over here and place it here in perfect spot. And then I'm going to import this bad boy into Manga Shop Pro to show those who are not here maybe on Wednesday some cool things with that program. And I understand not everyone has Manga Shop Pro. It's kind of a little known program, but I know Miss Strawberry Tart will give it 2 thumbs up. I love it. And it's relatively cheap, very much like Photoshop, and it can do some very powerful things. So with that said, I'm going to create another layer right here, and I'm going to name it Buzz 01. That's my Buzz layer. That's what I'll be teaching on. And this is my background layer right here for this guy. So I'm going to take my opacity. Once I blocks, come back down here. Fade them out just a little bit more. There we go. Come back to my Buzz 01 layer, and I definitely want to take time because I don't want Wolf to get mad at me. So what I'm going to do now is use a darker blue to go over this lighter blue and show you guys how I start off with everything. The orc that we have are going to make has a relatively small head and kind of blows proportions out what we've studied, because again from the top to the bottom is usually from your shoulder to your elbow long. And again, we're making a humanoid-esque looking creature, so we don't really have to follow all those rules. But what I'm going to do is I usually start through here with my big barrel chest. The reason I start here is because then I know I have this much room up here to work for and this much more room back down here to work on. So what I'm going to do here after I make this big barrel chest, and ideally the sternum area is going to come through here, my little action line where his spine's at, I'll bring the stomach down through here. And you can tell where I put my little hips for my pelvic area. This is the crotch area. So right now already, this is what I have going on. My big barrel chest, my place markers for my pelvic area, and then I'm just drawing lines for where I want my legs to go. I start on the inside in the middle of this pelvic area right here, little circle for the knee, and then again feet, this is a small triangle. So I have my big barrel chest. He's going to be very, very top heavy, smaller legs. My pelvic area right through here in the middle. I make another straight line to where my kneecap's at. Bring another straight line down to where the ankle's at. And we're just doing simple shapes at this moment. That's where my feet are going to be at, just like that. So again, if I turn this layer off here, this is what I have. And I've said it several times. I mean, you can start going in and making contour lines and going crazy with, and the real way that I do it is I do a lot of gesture drawing, really quick scribbles, get everything going and the shapes that I want. But for class, I really want to show you guys how to break it down and all that. So anyway, I've got all this going on here. I want a big shoulder. His deltoid. It's going to be broken up into 3 heads. We'll talk about that in a second. Come down here where his elbow's going to go. And then I'm really elongating his arm, his forearm through here. Because I kind of want to be like kind of a knuckle dragger, like, I'm really big. It's not particularly smart, but I can pound you into next week. So I really elongate this. Because in a human, your hands, your fingers, the bottom of their fingers come mid-thigh. So we're really going to bring this down and make a small square, and his fingers will come down here someplace where his kneecaps are going to go. So symmetry, if we look here, and even at an angle, because we are drawing at an angle, where shoulder comes through here, his elbow right here, and look from here to where his hand would be. Like this. So this is what I have drawn so far. Big barrel chest. I got his obliques through here, his stomach, pelvic area, smaller legs, slight bend, leg coming down here, triangles for feet, really elongating his forearm through here, square for the hand. His fingers will come down just below his knee. Again, looking for symmetry. Big circle for the shoulder, the deltoid area. If we come across right here, the other deltoid, coming down here to the elbow, and then coming down here for a square of the hand. Because I want this to be a big brute type sort of guy. I really want to have his trapezius muscles kicking, and I want him to have kind of that forward sort of lurch look. So I'm really going to bring it back down through here, connecting with where the the middle deltoid right here comes in like this, and then this will make my circle for my face like that. And I'll give you guys a few minutes. Go ahead and raise your hand if you need some more time or you need me to repeat something. I'm a firm believer in we need to repeat. I do not mind repeating. That's the way people learn. So Miss Raspberry Tart, see if anyone has their hand up.
So far, no.
Excuse me, that must mean everyone is keeping up fine, but again, I'm going to go through it one more time just because I definitely want people to learn, and we'll give them more time to catch up. I start out with my big barrel chest, sternum area right through here, my action line where my spine would go, my crotch area starts right here, my pelvic area from here to here. Again, this crotch area, I usually make it like a home plate if you play baseball. The legs come in through here to the kneecap, or the patella, that's the actual name of it. Coming down here, little triangles here for feet, patella here, triangles of the feet. Huge, huge deltoid. You have the inner, the outer, and the middle. And the reason why I'm really harping on the middle is because the middle comes up to here, and that's where the trapezius muscle comes to connect. And I really elongated his forearms. Again, in a normal human, the bottoms of your fingers should come mid-thigh, but because he's an orc, he's a humanoid creature, not a human, we can get away with elongating these big arms, and his fingers would come past his kneecap. All right. So how'd I do, Miss Sid?
I think you did all right.
Really? It's awful nice of you. All right, so let's do this then. I still have my baseline that I created down here. And for you, Wolf, I call this my orc mus, M-U-S. I don't want to spell muscles and screw it up and have people make fun of me because I'm not the best speller. So I just abbreviated it like that. I know what it is. You know what it is. And I have my baseline down here, my base orc. If I turn it off, it goes away, but I want to keep it on. And what I'm going to do is come back over here with a black pen, and I'll start going over all the muscle mass. It's really good, again, to build your wireframe up, even though it's not a wireframe, we can't really see the vertices. But the trapezius muscles, let's go ahead and start up through here. Nice and crisp. Again, I'm kind of an American fusion artist, so I really hit those angles like that. For the deltoid, you can see the blue area, I really made it big. Then this other red base area to kind of let you guys know what's going on is kind of the halfway point. Right now, I'm going to actually add on to it. That trapezius comes down here to the middle head of the muscle. I'm going to take it back here like this. Instead of rounding it out, I really want an angle. That's preference, that's a style. And from here, I'm going to take this out. This is your tricep. Again, tricep meaning 3. There's 3 muscle masses in here. And then you have your elbow. Notice how I'm drawing through here a little bit. And for the forearm muscle, it comes back through here so you can see some of this muscle that bleeds into where the brachial muscles are going to join up. And from here, it's nice and smooth like this. Oops. As I'm turning on everything. So this is what I have right here. So I'm going to doctor this up. This red area like this. Well, you guys have time to catch up. Hit B again for brush. Come back in here, turn my base layer back on like that so you guys can see what's going on and how we're building up on everything. So I have the start of my deltoid, the outside of the contour. I have the outer, inner head. Let's work on the inner head right through here. And again, because I'm kind of a fusion artist, I really make things angular. And from here, small straight line, nothing big. Actually, we can come in through here like this. And the other part of the skin comes to the bicep. It's not super bulgy, it's not super big and bulky because it's not flexed. The arm is brought down. And if it was flexed, the arm would come up through here. And then, of course, that would drive this muscle here to have more blood into it, and it will be bulging. So, coming back here for the forearms. Again, an angle. Coming down here. And this is your radial muscle that comes through here, so I put a little dent here for where the bone's at. Come in here for my fingers, or my thumb. A small line to break this meat section up like this. I go 1, 2, 3, and connect everything. So when I take this off here, this is what it should be looking like. Again, so let's recap. Again, we're going to go through it nice and slow, and if I'm going too fast for anybody out there, which we are going fast, but it's the 103 class and we've got lots to do tonight, but if you need me to repeat something specifically, raise your hand, and my handler, Miss Strawberry Tart, will definitely slow me down and make sure that your question is answered. Started out the trapezius muscle, coming through here with the deltoid area, that is your shoulder. You have your inner, middle, and outer head of your muscle because the deltoid is broken up in 3 places. We have your bicep here, and we'll go ahead and hit this line through here like this. Your tricep really kicks back, a nice point. Comes into where your elbow is at. And we're coming out here to here, bringing it down to, let's turn this base back on. Bringing it back down here. This is your radial bone, so you have a small indentation right by your thumb. Remember, I drew my square here, so this is the proportions I wanted my hand to be. And then we'll go ahead and draw the brachial muscles that come through here. We'll do one more like this. So this is what we should have so far. Any questions?
So far, no one has said anything.
I must be on fire. I'm that good. Not really. I'm just a silly goose. Alright, as I doodle around, hopefully giving you guys some more and more time, I'll turn my base layer back on like this and make sure my brush is picked. I'm going to bring my brush size down by 3. The head right now, not a lot of worry about it. I'll go ahead and draw it in through here like this. I draw my brow ridge. My nose is going to go. Mouth. Just trying to keep things, I guess, going on in the up and up level. Because we're going to work on this face here, or erase this over here. Use our select tool, Control T, to manipulate the size we want to put it back over here. Because I really want to hit the face, the teeth, and all the emotion that we're going to convey. So we'll work big, and then we'll shrink it down to fit what we want. And it's just a different workflow. All right, so we have the trapezius muscles come through here. Another connector. Then you have your strap muscles that come behind your ear to here to here. Let's zoom in here so you guys can see the neck. Again, we'll work more on that whenever we build our actual face. You can see our deltoid that comes from over here. bit boxy, but again, it's the style I draw. I encourage you to draw it round if you need to. Just going to erase this through here like this. Hitting B for brush, not P for pen. And let's go ahead and draw our pectoral muscles. You come in through here. This is where it's broken up at. We get kind of the underneath shot like this. It comes up here like so. So again, if I turn my base area off like this is what we have going on so far. Just a really quick doodle for the head, again, because we're going to work on the bigger head over here. The strap muscles that come behind the ear and the jawline, our pectoral range from here to here, our deltoid. He's kind of standing at I guess a slight slant. Go ahead and bring his clavicle bone here. Let me reposition that just a little bit like that. And I get rid of some of this red here for you guys. So how's everybody doing so far, Miss Pinkalicious or Strawberry Tart, whoever you are?
The only comment I've got was that it was a jump from stick figure to muscle person, but they all seem to be getting there.
Hold on. Alright, so let's do this again as everyone catches up, and we'll see how close I am with everything. See if I can put my money where my mouth's at. Come back to this layer here. For my stick person, my trapezius muscle through here, my big deltoid is going to come through here. So I've got my bicep, take my tricep out like this. I know this is where my elbow is going to go like this. I've already measured how long I wanted this. This is going to come out here. Small indentation for the thumb's going to go at. My thumb is like this. This little area breaks up the hand. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Brachial muscles. Do my little head. Like this. Clavicle bone. I have my pectoral muscle. I break it up like this. This comes to my deltoid. Let's see how close I am. All right. How close do you think I am, Sid?
I think you're pretty close. A little off.
I love you too. Smart aleck. But that's how I did the big jump from here to here, because ideally what I hope you guys and gals have done, you've watched all the videos and taken all the classes. As soon as we get our wireframe done, we really start to understand how the muscle mass is laying. Right now there's no really foreshortening. It's a small slight angle. I didn't want to launch a brush tool, sorry about that. All right, here we go. So we have all this going on right through here, and what I like to do with the rib cage right underneath the pectoral region, I'll jet it out a little bit like this and bring it back down like a V. It's just a nice visual. You may not have that low body fat percentage, but really shows what the rib cages are kicking. This is underneath the ribs. We have our obliques. You just have fun with them. Maybe a little shadow through here. I don't like that. I need different line weight to do the striations of the chest. crotch area. Turn this back on like this so we can tell where the pelvic area is at. And then I come down to here, you see where the kneecap's at. Thicker line weight comes down here like this. Back to your quadricep. And if you could look, that's where the kneecap area is going to go. And that's kind of the angle we want everything else to go. So then your gastrocnemius is the back of your calf. Again, it's very sharp, maybe not that sharp of an angle. Into a small triangle like so. And this comes down to slight tilt like this. This going, oops, I forgot to finish this arm up here. Our bicep, because we have a bicep right underneath our deltoid. Forearm comes through here like this. And then let's just make a small square like that for right now. So let's turn the base off. I get rid of some of this red work that I have here, so you guys can kind of see clearly what's going on. No pun on the song. I'm not going to sing it because I cannot sing to save my soul. So this is kind of what we should have so far. Start with the big barrel chest, nice stomach. We have our obliques coming through here. We'd actually add some shadows through here. Deltoid, bicep, tricep, your brachial muscles. He has a longer arms, so his hands are going to come down to kneecap area. That's going to finish the leg out. So my kneecap is here, and this is the crotch area. From this point here, nice and round, simulates where the kneecap is at. Your calf muscle, bone, calf muscle, bone, and to finish it out, just a small, simple shape as a triangle. So this is what we should have our guy looking like so far. With that said, how's everybody doing?
So far, seems good.
Mr. Wolf, how are you doing? Am I keeping layers proper for you? Well, yes, Derek, you are. You're my hero. Thank you, Wolf. I really appreciate that. Mr. Wolf, you are the wind beneath my wings. Of course. All right, so what we're going to do, because, let me check. Let's go ahead and let these guys and gals finish up. We'll go ahead and take a break early instead of 10 o'clock at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break now. We'll do a 6-minute break. To give you guys time to go potty, get a drink, but to finish what we have going on here. Because we're going to build from this, and I really need you guys to get the base really well done. When we come back, I'm going to go through it yet one more time on a different layer. I'll do it super fast, but it's very important that you see how I've done everything, and the more you see it, the more you see how I make these curves and these lines, the better off you guys and gals are going to be, and we'll be able to do it in your sleep. So with that, we'll take a 6-minute break right now so everyone can catch up. Hey, welcome back. We did a small pause for the cause. I wanted to make sure that all the people in the live class are catching up. You guys and gals have the opportunity, of course, to pause the video if you're watching it after the fact, but I made sure that everybody in class was able to keep sorted. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make another layer, Wolf, right here, and I'm going to name it, oops, I'm not going to name it oops, I am going to name it BUZZFACE01. It's my Buzz face layer for me orc. And so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find my base face like this. That is the layer. Double checking. Click on that. Turn down my opacity by quite a bit like this. Come back to my Buzz Face 01. Select that so I can draw on top of this. And we're going to draw our base layer for a face. And I will select, I'll go ahead and keep it as a black. I hit B for brush. And again, this is a humanoid looking face. It's a profile. So I start out with a circle. So actually, let me take my opacity down. I kind of do it like, I have no idea what keeps popping up on my screen. Sorry about that. I literally start out with a circle like this. And for my circle, I know I want his face to be elongated. The brow ridge is going to be, I make a straight line through here like this. The jaw is going to go. And, all I'm doing is scribbling and having a good time. Eye is going to be someplace through here. Mouth is going to be someplace through here. This comes to the bulge like this. This is where the trapezius muscle, when we cut and paste and use a Control T tool or selection tool, they're going to come out like this. And then my ears are going to come up through here. This is my jaw. And then my strap muscles are going to come here like this. Put a little bit of shadow down here like this. So what I'm going to do now to clean everything up, I'm going to create yet another layer after I kind of do all my scribbles and, okay, I know my eyes are going to go here, my nose here, and this and that. I'll make another layer. I'm going to name this BUZZFACE02. So with this layer selected, I'm actually going to bring my opacity up all the way to 100%. And I have my baselines from the blues and my little scribble lines like this. And from here, I'm laying down a nice smooth line like so I can then come back and add detail here in a moment. And then notice how everything's very angular. This is very sharp line. This is where my jawline comes down to connect. My ear is someplace in here. And what's great about Photoshop is nothing's set in stone. I can move all this stuff around. So with that said, I can just turn off my Buzz Face 01 layer that I did before. And then my base face like this can be turned off. I need to put my strap muscles. This Buzz Face 02 is still selected. Shadow through here. So this is kind of what I have my base face looking like. I'm going to throw you guys a curveball. Miss Pinkalicious, are you ready for a curveball?
Always am.
Always are. I love to hear you say that you're up for that. Just have to find the right bloody layer. Here we go. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. This is the second face layer. Okay. What I did is I came back and I drew this in a lot more detail. So what I'm going to do is with my layer that I selected here, still Buzz Face 2, I just turned on my second face layer. This layer is still selected here. I'm really going to come in here. We're going to have this guy's mouth wide open like this. So I can come in here, start erasing these lines like this. Because the cool thing about orcs, they have tusks. And I love the fact they have tusks. So I come back in here and hit my B, not my P button. Zoom in on this bad boy like this. Sharpness of my brow ridge. Let's bring this down 1 second. Below here. There we go, so I can draw on top of it. I'm going to bring my brush size down quite a bit. Thinner line weight. As I decipher things, and I'm on the wrong layer. Thanks, Sid, for telling me about that.
You're welcome.
Man, what am I going to do with you, girl? It is a good exercise to always look to make sure you're on the right layer. So my brow line for my eye, I want to have a lot of creases in here because I want to have display that emotion. Actually, let's go back to the eyeball real quick. Now you can already tell I'm really drawing this, but this is the way I drew it. I hit my B brush, and I'll just make a circle like this. My eyeball, da-da-da, eyeball's there. And what I did was I drew on top of this here. The eyelid is near go. Underneath it like this, almost like a football shape. And bring it to a point like this. Then hit my eraser tool. Let's give him kind of a glint in his eye. And this is where we're going to get kind of into detail. I'm really going to zoom in here like this. And if you're not going to tone it, well, even the tones, we're going to do that here in a little bit. Nice lines. Kind of like crow's feet. You've been out in the sun too long. I don't think orcs are very much into skincare. Do you concur, Sid?
I concur.
Thank you. So I throw a little bit of lines in through here because you make a lot of R faces. You know, you're going to that crow's feet sort of thing. I really wanted a flat type of nose, so they're very aggressive looking. Because we as humans, have you ever had a broken nose, Sid?
I've
You have
never
pretty
had a
nose.
broken anything.
Really?
Really?
I've had a broken rib, thumbs, and my sternum. Never a nose, but it does get hurt. It hurts when you get hit in it, really bad. So anyway, instead of having a big schnoz like this, where you can get it broke easily, I wanted our orc to have a very small nose so they can be very aggressive. It's not a target. And what I'm doing through here is adding more detail to the face. Ideally, from the nose ridge right here, you have a flap of skin usually that comes in through like this. I'll actually use my eraser to kind of break it up a little bit. This area through here, cheekbone. Working a little bit of line with variation. I'm going to come back in here and make my brush smaller. And you don't have to do this. Is just a style that I've been doing for this other comic book I'm working on, because it's all black and white except for a couple of pictures that are sepia tone. And I do want to throw my hat up to Mr. Steve Curtis, who did a brilliant job on coloring the very first page. I'm actually going to stick with my first ear right here, so I'll go ahead and erase this. I know this is where I want my ear placement. Again, Miss Pinkalicious, what is the first rule of drawing?
Things.
What?
Just stuff.
You don't know the first rule of drawing? Really? Where have you been? You've been like all my classes. You don't know the first rule of drawing? I'm going to beat you when I see you next. First rule of drawing is you must draw lightly. So if you were using a pencil and pen, even those gesture lines that we did, that draw was really nice and light, so you can come back and erase them. In Photoshop or Manga Shop Pro 5, you don't have to worry about that because you're not going to leave those lines. But if you're doing anything by hand, remember to draw lightly. So let's try this one more time. Miss Pinkalicious, what is the first rule of drawing?
Don't talk about drawing.
Ah, you're such a freak. I really swear, if your dad wasn't here, I'd say a few choice things. I'm going to beat you with his blessing, probably. You draw lightly. Second rule of drawing is you draw lightly. Third rule of drawing is you draw the very sharp point of your pencil. Nice, precise, clean lines. The fourth rule, I'm not for sure if you're ready for this, Pinkalicious. You think you are ready for the fourth rule? Because you can't get the first rule ready and right.
I'm ready
You
for
ready for
every
this?
rule.
Fourth rule is you have to look good while you draw. Because only so many people can be artists. And everybody in this class here, and listening to this, the sound of my voice, you look good and you're an artist. Those are the 4 rules I live by. Just letting you know. All right, so let's go ahead and go through here the ear. And I've told you this time and time again. I have my landmark where my eyeball is at. And if I was to draw an imaginary line from here to here, this is going to be where my ear is going to start. And a little bit above, if this is a human ear, this is where it would be. It comes slightly above, but he's an orc. And I don't really want to have a nice pointed elf here. I really want to give it kind of some jags. So I have my first landmark where my eyeball is going to be at. Come in through here like this. And here you can just really have fun with it. Definitely wanted to come to a point. Love me my pointed ears. I threw a couple little jags like this. And this is for Jane. I hope she's here. Coming from the very tip. So we're breaking up different sections. Coming in through here. Kind of like our holding blocks for ears. And then our last section through here like this. A little bit of line weight. Then bringing my brush down very, very small. And then coming through here. And maybe making some more lines and cool stuff from here. So now I come and I turn my second face base layer off. We have something that's looking like this. If I back this way up like this, this is what it's starting to look like. Let's get back in here. How's everybody doing? Does anybody need me to repeat? Because I don't mind.
Looks good.
Okay. So this mouth. No right or wrong way to do this. But I really wanted to have this way, way big open mouth because we're going to put some tusks in here and some teeth. It's like a big letter C that's kind of gross and deformed. Make this big area right over here so you can really tell that he's like, I'm mad. And because if we come over here and we just have a face like this, oh, I'm crying. I'm not a real orc. We don't want that. So that's why we're working big here. Then we can shrink it down here in a minute. So I have my big base right through here. So we're going to finish it up through like this. This is the lip. Comes down here like this. So ideally, if I turn my second face off, this is what we should have. And I know this looks weird. I'll give you a small preview of what the teeth are going to look like. Put the teeth and tusk in here like this, so they're really going to be protruding. And I know that I'm going to have to erase this area through here. I mean, to make it shine, make it look nice and pretty. That tooth is going to be coming through here like this. That's why I said the first rule of drawing is, Sid?
Don't listen to Derek.
Wolf paid you $5 to say that, didn't he?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm going to beat you like a bad habit. All right, so let's go ahead and keep doctoring our face, shall we? Our cranium. If you're bald and have low body fat percentage, your cranium through here, you're going to see some small indentions, as so. Bring the cheekbone in a little bit more. These more are less aesthetic right through here. I really wanted to have this jaw huge because if you're going to have these big tusks, and this is my hat tipping to Eve. Eve is, I thought I was a pretty decent concept artist. I thought of reasons in this, but nowhere near what Eve thinks of. So I was drawing this, I was actually thinking, okay, what would Eve do? And this is what I came up with. He's going to have these huge tusks. I could have that sharp jawline, and I still want to have a sharp jaw, but I really need to have some power behind that. So I'm going to bring my brush size up a little bit more and bring it like so. And right from underneath the jaw, some more of those strap muscles to be able to hold that huge trapezius area right through here and command those huge teeth. And through here, nice little line weights. You can mess around with V's because I want it to almost be skeletal-like, or it's really low body fat percentage, and it's just really, really sharp. I'll go ahead and make that triangle, and then and some shadows underneath. Chin. So we'll turn the base face or second face layer off. And this is what you should have, something looking like this, resembling this. And the reason I put a lot of lines in through here, because if you're not going to tone it, hold on. Let me see if I can find one. A lot of this is the black and white stuff. With this guy in particular here, I put a little bit of hatch marks through here to show a crease in his face. That was not the best example. Let me find one more. Open. And we shall try. All right, let's do this one here. This particular lighting source here, I put all blacks and then threw some lines in here to like it's kind of bleeding out. A lot of lines through here. It really depends if you're going to have your stuff colored or it's going to be black and white. Right now we're under the impression that we're just going to do a black and white script drawing. So I'm really trying to put some detail in here. And when it shrinks down, when we use our select tool, Control T, and bring it over to our body, all that small detail is really, really going to pay off. All right, so does anybody need more time to work on the orc's head before we start with the teeth? Again, I'll do kind of a quick recap. Turn my second face to the buzz face. Started off the circle through here. You can tell where my mouth has started, the angle of my jawline, a little bit of shadows through here. I already placed where I wanted some of the muscles on the neck to go. Circle, build it up, it's kind of elongated. This is where the brow's at, my nose area is at right through here. Turn that back off. My second face through here, where we started adding some detail. Originally, the head was a little bit more sleek and sloped, but I decided on the whim, on the fly, to give him more of an angular type sort of head. So I will turn the second face layer off as well. And this is what it is. It's all about layers. Photoshop is powerful. So definitely utilize it. So let's throw some teeth on here. So here's the baselines of my teeth, okay? But I still want to not draw on that layer. I want to go to, where's it at? Okay, there we go. I'm on the right layer. Buzz face 2. This is the layer I'm drawing on. My teeth layer is showing. It is not selected, so I can draw on top. Actually, to draw on top, I need to put this below this layer here like that. So now I'm drawing on top of what we see. And I guess the old adage is you measure once, measure twice, cut once. You can tell I'm not a carpenter. And I can hear Steve Curtis laughing. He's like, you're still not a carpenter. But same is applied here. You measure twice, cut once. So when you come over to your stack or your channel layer, or it's actually the layers layer in Photoshop, not Max or Maya, always check this, double check. It's going to save you a lot of time and grief. So let's build this up a little bit bigger. I'll bring hit B for brush and actually eraser tool. Let's go ahead and erase what. See, I just messed up. I need to go back to this layer here. Thank you, Sid, for catching that.
You're welcome.
All right. So we make teeth. And I really want to give credit to Miss Chelsea Curtis, because I really liked how she drew her toes for the Letheans. You're going to start out with like diamonds.
Chelsea says your jawline is ridiculous. I kind of agree.
Ridiculous awesome?
Ridiculous weird.
It's all going to make sense. All going to make sense. We can't all draw fluffy, pretty little ponies and stuff like this. I want to convey an orc with powerful jaws and an emotion that says, get out of my way or I'm going to bite you or I will kill you. I think this will convey that message. And how dare her, because I was trying to give her a nice compliment. She says that, she's crazy. But all you Curtises are. So anyway, when we draw our teeth through here, remember the diamond shape. Actually, let's go back to the teeth layer. I'm going to select that, bring my opacity down quite a bit through here. There we go. Come back to my Buzz Face 2 layer, take it off, turn it back on, so I'm sure I am here. That is selected. Hit my eraser tool one more time. B for brush. Let's turn it up. The first huge tusk. And I make that diamond shape, just like the teeth up here. And from the very top, let's make some lines in through here. We have another diamond shape for the tooth here. Maybe some gingivitis going on like this. The other tooth, a diamond shape, a little more detail through here. And finish this tooth here. And then we have the second tusk. I'm not really happy with the tusk being way out here, so what I'm going to do here, like this. Bring it down so when I turn my teeth layer off, it should start looking something like this. I can start dark drain, coming in here a little bit closer. And then hit my B button for brush again. I need to bring my brush size down quite a bit. And then some cross hatchings like this. Turn my teeth layer back on. All right, so how's everyone doing so far?
So far, we look clear.
All right, ask questions, ladies and gentlemen. It's the way to learn and make sure I'm doing it right. So when we pull back, I mean, you can tell already we got a lot of detail on here, and it really makes the eye work, and it looks really cool, especially when I add some spot blacks in through here for where the teeth are going to be at. Just zoom back in here. I look at my layers. Okay, Buzz Face 2. I turn this off. Okay, that's the layer indeed I'm on. So I'm going to finish these teeth out. So. Bring another canine looking area down through here. And this is going to be shadowed in through here like this. This is behind everything. To throw perspective or depth in here, this is the back part of the jaw. My tongue. Another diamond shape for the teeth. Throw another tooth in here like this. The teeth are at. And ideally what I'm going to do is bring my brush size down a little bit here. Now what I'd wanted a colorist to do is, this is the gums. I want the gums to show, and then, you know, like Wolf, you would paint these pink or red to make things break up even more. And this whole area through here, we colored black. Like so. So I'm going to turn the teeth layer back off. And it should be looking something like this. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to come in here, bring my brush size down quite a bit, and throw some cross hatchings in here like this. I don't really like the eyeball like this, so I'm going to hit my eraser tool. Give him kind of a wide eye like that. Oops, I almost forgot. Since we have part of the ear showing up like this, let's use our symmetry idea and make another ear come back the back like this. Can't really see it a lot, but your eye will know if it's not there. So we know there's another ear on that side because this pops out on this side, the other ear will pop out on that side. And that's what we have going on with our orc face. Still crazy?
Meh.
Nah.
Meh.
Or crazy like a fox.
No.
No? I love you too. Alright, so we have our large head drawn, okay? We have our body drawn. What we're going to do is I have to sift through all this area through here. I don't want that. That's the layer I want. I'm going to come down here, orc muscles, select this layer here, and I'll use my eraser tool. Erase all this through here, and this is when I was being stupid and silly. Come back here, erase this area like so. So I have this going on here. I'm going to use my selection tool up here. I'm going to select all this area through here. It's all selected. I'm going to hit Control T. Control D. Control D. Really? Control D. There we go. Let's do this one more time, shall we? I have it selected. Control T. And I start bringing it nice and down, nice and down, nice and down, nice and down, nice and down. Control D, or Enter, Control D. And see how this would really work? I like that. Now these lines here are not as sharp and crisp as our lines here, but we took a lot of time in making this face right. And the reason why these lines aren't super clean right now is because we need to add all the armor. This will be going on to the orc as well. So let's give you guys a few minutes to catch up to do that, and let me answer any questions you guys might have. But because we took our time drawing something really big, putting a lot of detail into it, and then we shrunk it down and moved it over, that thing really pops. I'm very pleased with that. So am I still crazy, Sid?
You're always crazy.
I am. Crazy. All right. Let's throw some armor on this guy. Does anybody have any questions?
Anybody? Wolf apparently does not think you're crazy. He likes yours.
Well, tell Wolf I love him too.
I think he heard you.
Wolf, I love you, baby. And I just don't say it to everybody. I do. I say it to everybody. But I mean it for you. I mean it for you, darn it. So there was a method to my madness. Whenever I do comic book pages, the standard comic book page is, I think, 17 by 14, 17 long, 14 wide. And the reason why you draw that big on your Bristol board is when they get shrunk down to 8.5 by 11. It really hides all the mistakes, but brings out the detail just like we did here. So that's kind of the method that I really wanted to illustrate tonight. If we work big and shrink it down, the power of Photoshop is amazing. And I'm very pleased with it. I threw some tones on that face, which I'm going to do here in a little bit. It could almost be ready to hand over to a client to say, what do you think? I mean, this area right through here is fine. It's a nice quick sketch, but these lines are so thick, there's not a lot of detail in it compared to the head. Let's go ahead and throw armor up. And then I'm going to make another layer down here and name it Buzz Armor. Hit enter. Come back to my other armor layer and bring the opacity down by quite a bit. Excuse me. I already can tell that I don't need this up here even though I drew it, so I'm taking my eraser tool and erase this area through here. Come back down to my Buzz Armor layer like this. Hit B for brush. I definitely want him to have some sort of shirt on. So bring it through this area like so. Let's put a nice little clean detail into it. I'm leaving a small area through here to give it a nice read, to give it sort of some sort of depth. I have a muscle mass that comes through here. Let's give kind of a small spot black area like this. Maybe another one. You can give him kind of that hulking muscle mass of a neck. So you're going to zoom back here. It's really giving it a nice, really cool read. I'll go ahead and finish this up through here where the deltoid comes in. Area with a shirt. Let's bring it down here like this. Give it a nice thick line weight variation. And just like we did here, to give it a better read and some thickness, I'm going to take my brush size down quite a bit and follow this line through here like this. I can tell this strap here is going to cover this chest area up and this area up here. Hit my eraser tool and find my base. So I have to come down to orc muscles. And erase where all the armor was going to be at. Come back to my Buzz Armor layer here. I turn it off. Okay, still there. Drawing on top of it. That's good. Hit B for brush. So we can follow this around here like so. Making a thicker to thin line weight variation here like so. Following this around where you can have a circle. Put a little detail here like some straps and cool stuff. Make a couple areas for straps through here. Dot, dot, cootie shot, dot, dot, cootie shot. And come back to my armor layer because I'm not going to need this purple area right through here. Hit my eraser tool. Come back now to my Buzz Armor. Go ahead and finish this up here. These are some of the shoulder pad area that comes through here like so. Don't like that line weight. Overlapping segmented armor. So we come back, we have this going on here. And again, if we were really going to do this for production, we'd really make sure that these line weights are varied. Because right now they're very bold, almost color crayon type sort of look, as opposed to the face. But for time's sake, we got to keep moving on, and I will tone up this face here in Mega Shop Pro 5 very shortly. All right, check my layer, turn it off, turn it on. That's good. I want to go to my Buzz Armor. It's a Buzz Armor. Come back through here. Just go ahead and draw another circle here. If you wanted to, you can really come in here and you could like even start drawing a little face area. Looking at time, making sure we have plenty of time. Some straps. The belt comes through and around this way here. Put a little more detail here. Maybe a little more detail in the armor through here. Zoom back like so. And again, close up doesn't look really great, but when we zoom back like this, I kind of like the detail in the face. So let's come back to my muscle, orc muscle. Make sure I turn this on and off. With my orc muscle layer selected, hit my eraser tool. I'm not going to need any of this showing through here. This is where my bracer is going to go. I don't need anything through here, the crotch area, because segmented armor is through here, like so. This is good, this is pretty good through here. This is what we have so far. A big hulking figure, very long arms. We're going to throw the rest of this segmented armor on, this big, I guess, meat cleaver looking thing that he has going on. So I'm going to come back once again to my Buzz Armor, come up here. It is selected, and what I do to make sure it's selected, I turn this off. You can see things come up, come down, come up, come down. That's the layer I want. Hit my B for my brush. Draw this through here like this. Some sort of fur. Some sort of stone. Bring my brush down quite a bit. And all I'm doing is gimbling. Is that? I always mess that up.
Greeble.
Greeble, thank you. Some greeble lines. Greeble lines for the knuckles. Now that I bring it back like this, it's a nice read. This is 100%. Let's bring our brush size up even more. Work on the segmented armor here. A little circle. More greeble lines. And because I have all these circles and stuff down here, it might be kind of cool to come up here with a smaller brush. Overlapping armor through here. do some more agreeable lines in through here like so. So it's going to have more detail into it. So we can finish the legs up. Some fur going on top through here. That's where it stops. More fur up through here. Something where he can kick you at. And last but not least, let's bring my brush size down a little bit more. Hit shift, shift. Again, I'm holding down shift and coming down here like this to make a nice straight line. Bringing my brush size down quite a bit. And now I'm going to turn off. It's not what I turn off. Ha! That's what I want to turn off. So this is what we have. This is what we built so far today. That's your orc for now. I'm going to get ready to save it, and I'm going to import it into Manga Shop Pro 5 and show you some of the really cool aspects and power that you got going on there. Ideally, I'm very happy with the head. The body, what I would really do is I bring it into Photoshop, or not Photoshop, Manga Shop Pro, and I would tighten everything up. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And I'm not the only one who says that they like Manga Shop Pro. Correct, Sid?
Correct. It's Manga Studio 5.
Did I not say that?
You keep saying Manga Pro.
Did I say it? Mangas? Oh, I do say that. That's why. I know, right? Let's say this is JPEG, so everything gets flattened out. Let's say Orc, Buzz, Manga. Hit OK. I already have Manga Pro, Manga Studio 5 opened. I'm at File, New. And I already have this set up for my comic book pages that I do. It's 17 inches high, 11 inches wide. It already puts all my bleed area off through here. Hit OK. I'm going to hit File, Open. Go to my desktop items, Art, Buzz. Look for Orc, Manga. Here it is. Open. Hit my selection tool here, very much like Photoshop. Let's take this bad boy and select all of them. Hit Edit, Copy. Come back to my canvas here. Edit, Paste. Control T to get them down to the right size. Hit enter like so. So now I have them imported into here. And I really love this face. With Manga Studio 5, not Manga Pro. I don't know why I said that. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for the correction. I really appreciate it. What I'm going to do is use my selection tool here. And I really want to concentrate on the face. So I'm going to circle this area right through here like this. And in my palettes tool, some really great cool things. I'm going to hit monochromatic. The basic patterns, I have like 25% circles, 15% circles. These are all different tones that I can have. And I want to use it just like painting. And by that I mean I'm going to start light to dark. So I'll do a 30% monochromatic tone like through here. When you get really close, I mean, you can tell where all the dots are at, but we're not really going to see it that close up. So there's really no great way that I've discovered to do this. There's a couple ways you can bring your selection tool like this, clean up some things a little bit closer, hit edit, cut, Control D, or you hit your eraser tool here. Start coming in through here. Like so. Bring my eraser tool up a little bit more in the interest of time. What's really, really cool about this, oops, oh man, I messed up here. If I hit P again for my pen, I can come back in and color the area that is boogered up because I have this layer selected here, just like that. I can come back down here and I'm back to my brush tool. Control Z, come back to this layer up here like so. Hit E for erase. So now I have this kind of cool gradient thing through here, like so. So I'm going to make some highlights right now. I'm going to take my eyeball out through here. Small indicator of where some glints of light's going to be going. Definitely want my teeth. Erasing all these bad boys. Like so. I'm going to leave my tongue. So now I zoom back. I mean, how cool is that and how quick was that? What do you think, Sid?
Sorry, I muted myself. You showed it last time.
Well, I showed it in the MMO class. I didn't show it for. Yeah, freak. But I did not show. I did not show this. So what I'm going to do here now is take my lasso tool. Let's make this area right through here. That's selected. Let's go ahead and bring back down from my tool. Let's bring it to 50%. Where it's selected, it's just going to hit that area right through here like so. I'll come back in here, start erasing some of the stuff through here. And it's a great way to start. It's not exactly spot black, but you're starting to get values and tones at a drop of a hat. So any questions so far?
So far, no. Wolf thinks it's cool.
I can't wait to see what Wolf does with this, if he can get it, especially the perspective tools. And I don't want to go into the perspective tools. I'll tell you a little bit about what they can do. You can literally, let me get to this layer here. hit P for pen. It's a symbol that looks like this. You put your vanishing point line here and you start a line here, and it will automatically from here to here start to give a perfect perspective. You can start building buildings and all sorts of great, crazy stuff. Steve Curtis just said something to me. I do realize I'm teaching a software that nobody has, but I wanted him to see it because I never knew about it, and it's relatively cheap. I know a lot of people have Photoshop, which is awesome, and I love the power of Photoshop, but I also hope in the near future to teach a class in Manga Studio 5, so just kind of giving people a heads up. With that said, what I'd like to do now is get some volunteers to see where you guys are at and what you guys done so far in this class. So why don't you raise your hand and let's see how far you guys have come. We'll take the first 3. How's that?
Leonard would like to go.
Awesome. Leonard, let me see what you got, buddy. Mr. Steve Curtis, not everybody has Photoshop either. Some people are still working with pens and pencils. Leonard, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. I'm still alive.
You are. Where you been, buddy?
Well, 2 weeks ago, that was when we had the major flood where we became a city underwater.
Wow. Is your shop okay?
Yeah, it survived it. I couldn't even go there. Every bridge in the city was shut down. Traffic was stopped. You couldn't go anywhere. The entire downtown was underwater.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole city was flooded.
Well, I'm glad you're safe, and I'm glad you're here tonight. Let's look at your drawing. Well, first of all, again, it's a 103 class, so there's a lot of advanced techniques and stuff, but you're keeping up, it looks like, pretty darn good. And I'm glad I'm pushing you harder, because the more I push, the better you seem to get.
Yeah, working at it.
I love the face. I love the eyes. His left deltoid needs a little bit of work. And again, I really think it comes down to line weight variation, because mine looks a little bit boogered up as well as compared to the face. I can tell you took a lot of time, just like I did on my face. And with Manga Shop Pro or even Photoshop, you can make another layer and you can tighten things up.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I wanted, even though I know a lot of you do not have Manga Studio 5, I wanted to show you the power of that to give you guys yet another option. And Manga Studio 5 is built strictly for comic books. I mean, you can utilize it for other things, but my bread and butter is comic books at this point, and it just makes my workflow so much faster. I love your face. I'll definitely concentrate on that. I love the different detail you put in the jawline. I love your shadows, and your teeth are rocking, buddy. If
thank you.
You were to put that much detail into the body, it just it would blow me away. So what do you think so far? You keeping up okay?
Yep. Yeah, I haven't moved fast, but I'm getting there.
You are getting there. I'm really proud of you, man. I kind of like his stature. He's like, I want to hit you, but I'm kind of backing up as well. Because, I mean, if you look at your dude, he has all his weight on his left foot, the way he's standing. And I like how you're emulating the sharp angles. Now, that's one sharp calf muscle there. You could poke an eye out with that.
Yeah.
And I see your layers palette that you got going on, and tons of layers. Really working you out on that. So well done, sir. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Quite welcome.
I was learning.
You are learning. You're rocking it, baby. All right, who's the next victim?
Next, we have Miguel.
Miguel. By the way, Miguel's part of the art team for the MMO side, and he's been drawing and coming up with some brilliant ideas, concepts for that class. Look at that face, dude.
Yeah, I fell a little behind on the armor, though.
That's okay. Again, the main thing I really wanted to illustrate in this lesson is if you work big and shrink it down, look how cool and tight it looks. That was the main focal point I really wanted to hit. And it looks like you did some great detail on that face. And you shrunk it down to put it back with that body. Now the key is taking our time on all aspects of the illustration, just not like one aspect like we did tonight. But because we did, it is a night and day difference for my drawing and everybody else's drawing. You can actually see it like, wow, he's not lying. Derek's actually telling the truth. And because you put that detail in that face and you see it looks spot on and awesome, and I know you know now that you can go back and put all that detail into everything. So I really like it. I love the spot black really makes his teeth pop out. I love that eyeball, that milky white, like scares the crap out of me. I love the hatch marks on the front of his face or his forehead. It really gives depth to it. And even the cranium, some really good stuff going on. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Quite welcome. Well done. Keep it up, right, dude?
Okay.
Oh, my guy, he's a man of few words. All right, sure, I can do that. All right, time for one more victim.
That would be a Wolf Nightly.
Wolf! Dude, your face is awesome.
Yeah, it really looks good when you shrink it down. Let me shrink it down.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's nice.
Awesome.
I mean, here it's you know, you can see it's pretty sketchy, but when you put it down, it gets
really
a lot
tightens it
tighter.
up.
Now, if
A
I would
lot
have put more time into this, then this would be even more so, I would think.
Exactly, and again, that's really the thing I wanted to illustrate tonight was we can throw down our baselines. Ideally, with what I did today for the body, it should still be almost like my blue stage where it's just rough. And then, you know, we took all that time for the face, and you got some killer detail in there, man. I love the thicker line weight behind the jaw, so it really protrudes, makes that jaw look like it jets out. Your eye works really, really well with those cross hatchings. And again, just like Miguel's in the forehead, really, really well done. You got the strong jaw and the tusk, and then you shrunk it down, man. It's just, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
The only thing I'd like to see is, and probably just because you ran out of time, is the ear. If it were, yeah. Those
Longer?
little, no, not even longer, but where you have those little triangles at, like the bracers, if those were spot black, just solid black and little cross hatches in there, when you shrunk it down, it'd make that ear pop out even more.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
well done.
It'll be, this one will be fun to, when I eventually get to it, doing it again.
And that,
watching the
ironically
video
enough,
slow
is the
down.
assignment. That is the assignment,
Figured.
actually. My goal for everybody is, because we put all that time and stuff in the face, what I really want you guys to do is go ahead and work really big. I'm working, I think it was at 20 by 20. That's what I usually work on. Work at 40 by 40 at 300 DPI if your computer can handle it. And
That
go
would
ahead and
probably
zoom.
kill me. I think I can do 30, but
Do 30 then.
about it.
Do 30. Do 30. Zoom into your face for me real quick.
All right, which one?
Your big face.
Okay.
All right, close up. It's still a good face. It's still a really good face. But when we're working that this close, even the best of us, it's going to look a little sketchy. Now, I'm sure there's a way to do it on Photoshop. I don't know it. I'm not a Photoshop expert. I'm not a Manga Studio 5 expert, but I do know there's a way in Manga Studio 5 to work on your anti-aliasing to make your lines even smoother, so there's not so much jagged lines. That's just another power, and I'll have to do research for Photoshop, obviously. But if we work at this resolution, this big, overall on our body, and then shrink it down by half, cut down, so if you're working 30 by 30, heck, bring it down 10 by 10 or 15 and see what happens. Now when you zoom back and look at your face, all these huge lines, they get tight. Look at that. Brilliant. So that was the main point of the night, and I hope everyone's got it. Does anybody have any questions last minute?
Anybody? So far, nope.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, really well done. Again, we're going really fast. You're keeping up great. What am I doing next week, Sid? I forgot already. Am I doing centaurs
I don't know.
or mer people? I'm either doing centaurs or mermen and mer people next week. So either way, we're going to actually put in a background again because I kind of like the fairy, even the flowers, you know. It was a nice, subtle thing. And we're going to make a pretty lady centaur. That's the goal. I want to do something pretty nice because, you know, we've been drawing a couple of monsters and dwarfs. As aesthetically pleasing as they are, they're not as pretty as angelic as our first fairy. So, and it really made me feel good that Steve, I blew him away. He's like, wow, you drew something pretty. It's kind of out of your comfort zone. She wasn't, you know, there was no tape boobies. She wasn't sultry. Hey, look at me. I'll spend the night with you for a quarter. She was pretty and respectable. So we're going to make an angelic, respectable centaur, I believe, next week. And we'll have a nice background as well. So the assignment for this week is to work big. If you can do 40 by 40, do it. If not, try at least 30 by 30 and bring your DPI down to like maybe 200 instead of 300 and see what that can get you, and then shrink it down by half. Go ahead and watch the video again. And I flew through the armor because I wanted to get to this main point, the face, and show you the tones for the Manga Shop, Manga Studio 5. But I look forward to everybody here really putting some detail into that armor. I want to see, you know, where everything is brought together with joints or bolts, and really taking time for all the straps and buckles. You can have a lot of fun with that. And segmented armor like Miss Pinkalicious did with her dwarf. I loved how she did his armor. The line weights were kicking. That was segmented really, really nice and well. It was aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So the assignment next week is to work big, watch this video, and do it again. Nelson will be back by next week. Is that true, Sid, or am I making that up?
I honestly do not have any clue.
Okay, well, how about this? We will work diligently to make sure that we have a homework section that you guys can upload your homework to, because I know that was, I guess, kind of an issue this week, and it's been kind of spotty off and on, but this is something we'll sort out. If Nelson's back, he'll definitely get it up and running. So I encourage everybody to keep drawing hard, drawing bad and fast, and just draw, draw, draw. We'll open it up one last time for any questions or anybody wants to show anything.
Anybody? Hand up. Questions panel. Chat.
How about Chelsea? Jump onto her screen, see what she's doing.
Okay, Chelsea, you don't have a choice.
I just heard her curse. Chelsea, are you there, girl?
Am I muted?
Yep.
You're unmuted. How you doing?
I closed my drawing window like a long time ago.
Well, poop on a cracker.
Yeah, I was late to class, so I wasn't following along. I was kind of drawing my own thing.
That does not surprise me in the least bit, but I'm glad you're here. Okay, well, hopefully you'll get your homework assignment, because you really are really good, and you're only going to get better in time, and I mean that. I don't say that lightly. I mean, you and Sid and everybody here, like Leonard. I'm not trying to bash Leonard, but in the beginning, he made pretty scary stick figures, and now he's practicing, he's working, he's come light years, and you definitely have talent, Chelsea. So I hope that you can shine next week. How's that?
If I'm even here next week, I think I'm probably working.
Oh, well, you can turn your homework into Mr. Steve Curtis. And we're doing mermaids. Thank you, Steve, next week. So that'll be cool. We'll throw some eels and some underwater foliage and stuff like that down for the mermaids. And by mermaids, I mean merwomen. She won't be singing, though. She'll be kind of vicious. Maybe the big trident or some sort of weapon. I like that. I like that a lot. And we may even put a couple more mermen, like silhouettes in the background or a big shark. We'll have a lot of fun next week. So with that said, I appreciate everybody being here. You too, Miss Chelsea, I'm glad you showed up. You guys keep your feet on the ground, your ankles slightly above them. Singing sirens. Oh, those other sirens. All right. Okay, thank you for highlighting the R. Mr. Dyslexic hits again. Fun class. Thank you, Mr. Wolf Knightley. Don't encourage him, Chelsea, or Sid, whoever's laughing. You guys, thank you very much. You know your homework assignment. Get a hold of me, and we will get sirens. Will be cool. Okay, fine. We'll do Mer Siren. I'll work it out. It's going to be hot, cool, but we will make sure that we have some seaweed strategically placed places, or they'll have some space shell on the seashore.
They're women. They don't get clothes.
I don't have to worry about tape boobies, do I? Because they're murderals. Seaweed tape. There we go. All right, Miss Pinkalicious, take us out of here before I just say anything else stupid.
All right.